Students, let's talk about how you're going to build this thing. You are going to need a piece of 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper. And what we will do, this is the longer edge right here, the 11-inch side, and we're going to roll up this piece of paper along the long edge. I'm going to use a wooden dowel, just like this, and I'm going to wrap it over on itself. And I'm going to roll that as tightly as I can, just like this. Sometimes it's difficult to get it started. And there I go. I'm going to pull the tube out, and before it completely unrolls on me, right here at this seam, I'm going to tape that down. Okay? And I'm going to put about 3 pieces of tape on there, one at the end, this end, one at the middle, and then one at the other end. Okay? So now I have a nice rolled up tube. And this, believe it or not, is a good building material to build things with. Okay, now what we are going to do, we're going to take our 11-inch tube that we just rolled. If you remember, we rolled it up on the long edge, and the long edge of a 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper is 11 inches. So there it is. If you roll it up nicely like this, you can measure here, starting right here at 0, and measure over here to 5.5. Okay, and if you did this correctly, you should have one 5.5-inch piece on this side, and then another 5.5-inch piece going from 5.5 inches over here to 11. So that should give you 2 5.5-inch pieces. So what I will do now is I'm going to cut on this line, just like so. Now I have 2 5.5-inch pieces. To make your dome, you're going to have 35 5.5-inch pieces that look like this. And what we'll do is we will call the 5.5-inch pieces, these are the larger pieces that we'll call piece B. So you are going to need 35 5.5-inch pieces that we'll call piece B. For the smaller pieces, you're going to need a smaller sized piece, and what you're going to do for that is you are going to make smaller pieces that are 4 7/8 of an inch. 4 7/8 inch pieces, they're going to be marked right here. If you count, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 segments here. Mark it at 4 7/8. Now with one 11-inch piece here, you should be able to get 2 4 7/8 inch pieces out of one 11-inch piece of tube, and you'll have a little bit left over. So let's look at the size difference. You've got your 4 7/8 inch pieces, and then you also have your 5.5 inch pieces right here. Okay, so you will need 30 4 7/8 inch pieces. Okay, so you're going to need 30 of the smaller ones that are 4 7/8 inches, and then you're going to need 35 of those. So you got 35 5.5 inch pieces and 30 4 7/8 inch pieces. You're going to take 10 of your 5.5 inch pieces and lay them out into a decagon. And an octagon, like a stop sign, has 8 sides. Well, a decagon has 10 sides. So I've got 2 extra sides here. So you're going to lay them out, and if it's not perfect, that's okay. So to get this thing sort of loosely assembled, I'm going to go around and just set some tape on there, and I'm going to be careful when I do it and try not to lose the shape of my decagon. See how I'm doing that? So very carefully go around and get your pieces connected, like so. So after you get your pieces of tape on there, they should look, you should have a loose decagon like this, and you see how it's kind of flexible. That's good. What you're going to want to do then is tighten up everything right here and get this wrapped around there and make everything nice and neat. So I've got one of my little joints right here, and I'm just going to finish wrapping that around here just like that. And I might even get another little piece of tape and wrap it around there. And you want this to be flexible. You can just kind of get it looking like that. And you're going to go around each one and kind of take that little piece, wrap it around, and then reinforce it again with another piece. Just like that. So I double wrapped all my joints. Everything's looking pretty good. If it's kind of not perfect, that's okay. This one has a little bit of, looks like it's squished inwards a little bit, but as we start to build up our dome, it'll start to take better shape. Alright, so now I want to take two of my smaller pieces, and these are the pieces that are 4 7/8 inches, these two pieces. So I'm going to get rid of these longer ones, but I just put these here to illustrate that these are in fact shorter. So I'm going to take two of these shorties right here, and I'm going to make a triangle right here. And just as I did before, I'm going to just set a piece of tape right there and set a piece of tape here. Okay, just like so. And try to get that as close as you can. And what we'll do is just kind of do this. Okay, so this is a triangle made out of the A pieces, which are the small pieces. So this piece right here is the larger one, okay, which is the B piece. This piece right here, these two pieces are the A piece, and these are smaller. Okay, so I just kind of propped mine up like this and taped it so that would be like that, and I can go back in there and make that stronger in a minute. Now you remember that these were made out of two A pieces here. This next one, we're going to switch it up and use two B pieces. Okay, so I'm going to get two of my B pieces here and make a triangle right here. Okay, so here's how I'm doing it. I'm just kind of propping it up like that, and I'm just putting a little piece of tape, just, you know, if it's a little bit crinkly and if you have to rip it, that's fine. Okay, and if you have a little extra, that's okay too. So this triangle is made out of the short pieces, and this is made out of the longer ones. So what we're going to do is go short, tall, short, tall, and repeat that pattern. So you can see I have a pattern emerging here. I have tall, short, tall, short. So you're going to repeat this pattern of short, tall, and go all the way around your decagon. So you can kind of see what I've got going on right here. I've got short, or tall, short, tall, short. If you can kind of see, I've got this alternating pattern. See, short, tall, and I'm starting to get this thing built up. Now, one thing to keep in mind is on the other side of these joints. You might want to put a little piece of tape there to make sure that they don't slide off. Okay, so watch out for that.